I think we can go ahead and get started. Happy to see everybody here. So again, I'm Dwayne Spencer. I'm the CEO of Habitat for Humanity Memphis, and welcome to our October Town Hall. This is our way of connecting and communicating with our friends and donors and partners out in the community, since we have not really been able to see all of you in person. So excited to see you here today. So we're going to have several members of our team sort of report out like we do at one of our staff meetings and let you know what's going on with our organization. We're going to have some live throws out to the build site and over to the restore. We'll be talking about what's happening with our programs and building of homes and partnerships, etc. And I'm just excited to see you all here. And at some point we'll do a Q&A at the end, but even throughout, if you've got a question, go ahead and pop it over into the chat, and we'll go ahead and try to get to it as soon as you ask it. And I hope you will ask questions because again, our goal is to just connect since we can't see you all in person. So again, welcome. And we're gonna start off by going straight to the action where all the excitement happens, and that is site with our team. Greg and team, I'm gonna throw it over to you guys.
Hey guys, thanks Dwayne. Thanks for the introduction. I don't know if we couldn't hear you exactly. There's a lot of noise out here, so I don't know if you said, I'm Greg Webb, Director of Construction here at Habitat. My job today is just kind of update you on where we are in our 27 home build this year. Obviously, you're not out here with us right now. Whoever's on this other, and we really want you to be with us. So today we're just going to kind of give you an idea of what you'd be doing if you were with us. And before I give you the updates, some of y'all may recognize the team members behind me. These are the construction team members that you've worked with if you've been on a job site. In particular, number one over here, Alan Massing. Alan leads the job sites often. Next to him is Andrew Hess. Andrew is out here on the job sites doing the thing. Larry Springfield. Larry, there he goes. Here's goes. And our newest member, Trent Richardson. Guys, they all just want to thank y'all for coming out to the site with us. Now, if you've been out in the past, you may remember our site supervisor was always Jimmy Holmes. Jimmy's not with us anymore. They're taking the Jimmy ladder right now and putting it out in the middle of the lot, because if Jimmy were here, he'd stand up on that lot and get in front of that camera, even though he didn't like cameras. So that's our team. That's our hello. We want to kind of give you a quick update. Hey, y'all can go do your thing now. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep you from working. But currently we're building about 20, we're not building about 27 homes. We're building 27 homes in the Uptown area. The Uptown area, North Memphis area, about 2 miles or so from the Bass Pro Shops. So we're on scattered lots throughout this area. We've got 3 or 4 here, 1 or 2 there. We're just kind of bouncing all around. We've done 100 or so houses so far. We're going to keep doing this as long as we can. So if you look behind me and to the side of me, there's 3 homes that are under construction now. These homes are all at about the same stage. Well, do I need to walk over here because the camera woman just left me? Am I supposed to stay on script? We actually have another one at the end down there. So we have four on this little area, but these homes are all at about the sheetrock stage, which means we've done all the preliminary work. We've got all the wiring and all the heat and air and stuff in, and we're now putting sheetrock on the walls. If you were here today, you would probably be putting siding on these walls where you see all this blue board. This blue board is what you would have put up the previous day. So today we would think, get all the siding on these houses, right? And we know you'd get it done. Several homes that we've got are either at the clearing stage of the lot or even further along than these. I don't think anybody wants me to bore you with 27 home details of where we're at with every one of them. You can call me and I'll talk to you all day about them. But right now, I'm just supposed to follow this script that I was given. And I'm gonna try to follow it the best I can. So during this build without you, has been tough. Not just because we don't have you, but because it's been a tough year for everybody. It's been a tough year for materials. We're having a hard time getting materials when we need them. We've got some fantastic suppliers that give us preferential treatment. And I say that, they're going to say, don't tell people that. But they do. When we need it, they get it to us. It's just a little harder for them to get the material to get to us. And when they do get it, they're paying premium price, which means we're paying premium price. So the cost of building a home has gone crazy during all this time. And I'm going to give you an example. I don't have any OSB on these walls, but behind this blue board and behind this siding, there's something called sheathing, which is OSB. $15, about 2 years, now a year and a half ago, we were paying $15 a board. Now we're paying, well, at the peak, we were paying over $50 a board for that same material. So from 15 to 50, and we use probably 75 pieces of that on a job site. So if you add that up, let's just say $40 on 70 pieces, that's a lot of money. So the cost of building these houses has gone crazy. Who knows if it'll ever come back down, but we still have to do what we do. So I just wanted to let you know that the material, the pricing, and then the subcontractor labor has really kind of been a challenge for us as well. We work with a lot of smaller subcontractors. They have fewer people. If one person gets sick because of COVID, they all have to be gone. And then that kills our schedule. So it has been tough, but we still are doing it. We're still going to finish these homes. Some are going to close towards the end of the year. Some are going to close in January, February, and March. I don't think we'll have anything closed past March unless winter is really crazy, which we know it can be. So in terms of what's happening at the job site, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. We miss you. We want you to get out here. We're looking forward to next year. We got to have you out here next year. We can't go another year without you. But I think that's all I'm supposed to cover except questions.
We're waiting for questions.
Greg, are you throwing it back to someone else? Who's up next?
Well, I was throwing out for questions. I was supposed to answer questions if there were any.
We don't see any.
Checking the chat and our pre-submitted questions. Do have a question from Martin McCain, pastor at Grace UMC, asking if we know what our 2022 build dates are. Thinking ahead.
Hey, Mark. Good. I can't see you because I'm out here, but that's a good question. And we're actually, as we finish up this year and we start our planning sessions will start towards the end of this year. December will be a time when we start thinking about all these things. We're working with our communications team. We're working with our family services team, talking about who the homeowners are and how that's all going to go. So we don't have it narrowed down yet. I can tell you that our traditional builds have been, over the last few years, focusing heavily in the fall, but probably this next year we'll have some more late spring, summer, fall opportunities. And I think that'll be depending upon the families as well as the funding sources. So all of you sponsors out there, whenever you say, let's roll, that's when we'll probably be rolling this year. But we will look forward to the end of the year and give you a better report, Mark. I wish I could give you more. Dwayne, back to you unless there's other questions.
Hey, Greg, we're gonna go to our warehouse now, Restore Warehouse, with Caitlin Cox, director of the Restore. And Caitlin will pass it on after this. Thanks, Caitlin.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Dwayne and Greg. I have to say that I also miss being on that build site. So I'm happy to welcome you guys to the warehouse of the Restore this afternoon. We are very excited and very busy to share kind of a little update with you guys. For those of you who don't know, we are a year-round fundraiser for Habitat Memphis, where we actually sell new and gently used donated home goods, furniture, building supplies, appliances, all kinds of things. We do have an announcement with our new hours. We've been running with some new hours for a little over a month now. We are open Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5. I know that that could be a little different than what you guys are used to, but we are now closed on Thursdays as well as Mondays to do some restocking to get us ready and stocked for those hours for you guys to come by. We are very excited to also share with you guys our Christmas setup is already displayed out there. So be sure you come and see us. We got gift bags, wrapping paper, all kinds of fun stuff. So come see us Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, 11 to 5. I'm going to pause. Does anyone have any questions in the chat, or Kim, do you have anything?
I don't see any questions in the chat or pre-questions, but given changes to the restore, are there any changes in drop-off donations or calling for a pickup at your location?
So we are still accepting donations. The only big major thing that did change is we don't enter anyone's home right now. That was a change that we made in response to the COVID pandemic. But our drop off is still the same. You can come by Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sometimes we are here on Mondays, but we try to stick to that Tuesday through Saturday schedule. We are also still running our trucks. So you can schedule a pickup, and you can also call us, our donation center, 901 Restore, which is 901-737-8673. Any other questions?
I don't see any, but I will throw it out there. We're hosting volunteers in the Restore currently. Yes. If there's anybody watching right now or watching the recording of this, what would they need to know if they themselves or their group is interested in coming and volunteering in the Restore?
So they can check on our website. We are consistently just checking the pandemic and the COVID numbers about how many people we will host. Our current process right now is 5 people or less at a time if you are wanting to bring a group, but you can also sign up for individual shifts. And most of those projects are going to be helping us with processing in our warehouse. As you can see, we have a lot of stuff to work on. So processing, stocking, cleaning, and getting ready for those shoppers to come in 11 to 5.
All right. So unless any of our attendees have any questions.
I want to tell my friends who are watching. I see Keisha here and Lucinda. Dana, unfortunately, is in Chicago. Dana, I wish I could send you some of these beautiful wine glasses and shot glasses and beautiful items that we've got in the store. You got to get out here and check it out. We've got some amazing deals. So come visit us.
Thanks, Dwayne. The store is absolutely packed full right now. So please come shop with us and say hey to our staff. They're super excited with how busy that we've been. I don't see any other questions, but I'm going to stick around to just see if anything comes up towards the end. But for now, I'm going to send it over to Julie, and she's going to give you guys an aging in place update. Thanks, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I'm Julie Romine. I'm the Director of Programs with Habitat here in Memphis. We have 2 primary programs, our Aging in Place program, as well as our new homeownership program. You can find all of the details for how to qualify and apply on our website. And I'm just going to give you a brief overview today. Our Aging in Place program serves older adults, depending on the grant funding source, beginning at age 60 or 62, and also for Memphis, Shelby County, and Fayette County. Most of our grant dollars are restricted to the city of Memphis, but we do have some available for Shelby County and Fayette County. We focus on accessibility improvements, mobility modifications, and critical home repairs that are crucial to help older adults live in their home comfortably, safely, and with dignity longer in their homes. The basic qualifications for the program are that you own and live in your home full time, and that you can prove ownership, and that you are current on your mortgage. You also cannot own additional properties. As I mentioned earlier, for some grant funds, the minimum age is 60, and for others, it is age 62. We also require that the city and county property taxes are current, and that the scope of work that you need falls within the services that we offer and the budget restrictions that we have, which may vary depending on the grant source. One thing that I do want to point out is we do not do any cosmetic work. It is all either repairs that are critical to the stability of the home or accessibility modifications that make it possible for you to function in your home. And that may include a wheelchair ramp or a handheld shower in the bathroom. It just depends on the individual need. The income requirements, again, may vary depending on the grant source. The absolute maximums are, and we do have to include the total household income. So if you have, one person living in your home, the maximum income is $28,860. If there are 2 people living in your home, the maximum is $33,000. If you have 3 people living in your home, the maximum income is $37,140, and 4 people is $41,220. And some programs will call for a lower income than that. These are the maximums for all grant programs. In order to apply, we have what we call call-in periods in order to try and make it as fair as possible. The Plouse Foundation commissioned a study by Advantage several years ago and identified over 7,000 seniors in the greater Memphis area that need these services. And we're only able to serve, depending on grant sources, between 150 and 300 families a year. This year we'll be serving 275. So you can see there's a huge gap between the dollars we have available and the people that need those services. So to keep it fair as possible, since not everyone has transportation, is we have a call-in. And those dates are published on our website, and you can also check our AIP hotline, which is 901-322-3500. And on those call-in dates, the phone lines open at 9 o'clock, and you call, leave your name, address, and phone number, and then we process those in the order that they're received. And obviously we have to qualify each person that lists, that does make it to that call-in period. Once we have reached our number of call-ins that we can accommodate for that particular period, then they do close the phone lines, and you would have to try again for our next call-in date. We did just host a call-in date, and we will announce the next call-in period by December 1st on our website and our hotline. It will probably be in early January when we have that date available. The other program that we have is our new homeownership program. And again, all of this information is on our website. In order to qualify for a home, you do have to show a need, include, that where you're living now, which would be a rental, would have structural problems, mold, pests, etc. It may be that your home is too crowded. It may be that you only have temporary housing, or it could be that you're cost burdened, which means that you're spending more than 30% of your income on rent. Also, it is a first-time homeownership program, which is based on the HUD department of first-time homeownership, which means you cannot have owned a home in the past 3 years. You also cannot have had a home in foreclosure in the past 4 years. You could not, another requirement is that you cannot qualify for a conventional loan because of your income level. You also, something that a lot of people don't understand is this is not a giveaway program. We actually, our home buyers actually purchase the homes from us at 0% interest. And so we are able to provide an affordable mortgage. Our average mortgage payment right now, which does include your property taxes and homeowners insurance, is around $650, and it may vary based on location and the number of bedrooms that you have. We also require that you demonstrate you can actually afford to pay that monthly payment, and that you have credit that doesn't include any judgments or liens. We will not consider someone that has declared bankruptcy Chapter 13 in the past 12 months or Chapter 7 in the past 2 years. If you have declared bankruptcy, we will work with you, but you will have had to have reestablished your credit from those bankruptcies. And we will work with you to get to the point where your debt to income ratios are at a level that would support your mortgage payment. We also require you partner with us in the form of sweat equity by working on your house, other Habitat homes in the Restore, and working with other area nonprofits. You must contribute a $2,000 towards closing costs, build a $1,000 emergency fund, and complete the multi-week Habitat homebuyer education course. In order to apply, you will need to go to our website and complete the orientation. Once you've completed the orientation, it will kick out an application. And then our loan processors, Liz Miller is our Senior Family Services Manager, and Eula Jackson, our Family Services Manager, will call you to review your application and other requirements. You can also call or email them if you have specific questions, and that information, again, is on our website. As Greg mentioned, this year we're building 27 homes in North Memphis. So we encourage you, or those you may know that are interested in purchasing a Habitat home, to get in touch with Liz or Eula. So at this time, I will take questions.
Doesn't look like we have any questions just yet, Julie, but I was going to ask, so we have 27 homes that we're currently working on. Are any of those still available for purchase? And is there a time frame? Do people just contact us whenever? Kind of maybe go over that a little bit.
Sure, we are still looking for applicants to purchase the 27 homes, and we plan to build quite a few more homes in the neighborhood over the coming years. So, definitely reach out to us if you have an interest. You can apply anytime. Again, the first step is to go to our website and do the online orientation, and that will kick out the application. And specific questions can be referred to Liz and Eula.
All right.
And if there are no other questions, then I will pass it along to Jessica Horde, who is our Director of Communications and Development. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Kim, if there aren't any questions, I'll go ahead. And folks, if you have questions that you think of as we talk, please feel free to drop those in the chat, and we'll come back and circle around to those at the end. So as Julie mentioned, I'm Jessica Horde, Director of Communications and Development here at Habitat for Humanity of Greater Memphis. Thank you all for joining us here today for our second town hall this fall. Like Greg mentioned earlier on, we're not together on the build site like we normally would be. And we all miss it very, very much and can't wait to get back out there. I'm jealous every time I see the guys out there. building stuff, but you really wouldn't want me to build stuff anyway. So, but I do miss it, and I can't wait to get back out there with y'all in 2022. What we've been doing this fall that is a little different to keep all of our supporters and all of our friends and our family engaged in the work that we're doing is hosting events like this town hall, like some craft nights. We had a craft night last night for gifts that we are creating for the home buyer families that they'll get when they purchase their homes. When we decided not to host volunteers on the build site again, we thought, what could we do differently in 2021 that we didn't do in 2020? And so we decided to do more of this, more online engagement, virtual volunteer opportunities, and that sort of thing. And we have kind of put that together in an effort, in a campaign that we like to call Building Community, because that's what we do at Habitat. That's what we have always done. We have worked together with our home buyers, with all of our supporters, and everyone in the Habitat family to build community, to improve communities. And this year we are continuing to do that. We're just doing a lot of that from home still. Like Greg shared, our work didn't stop. We're still building homes. We were committed to building homes and committed to the families that we had in the pipeline. And like Julie shared, we're continuing to serve the aging in place clients as well. So my team, the communications and development team, is responsible for kind of putting on these online events, as well as working. We have the great joy of working with our house building sponsors and donors and supporters that help make the house building program possible. And a lot of them are here on the call today. I know I saw folks from First Horizon and International Paper and the Tennessee Housing Development Agency and Thompson Machinery and Bancorp South and some of our other friends. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Thank y'all for being here. We couldn't do it without you. We were just happy to put Building Community together as a way to keep folks engaged and posted on what we're doing, because we want folks to know that we're still here and we're still working in Memphis, in Shelby County, and with house building this year in the North Memphis community. So I want here really today to thank y'all, but also to share our upcoming building community events. So I mentioned we had a craft night last night. That was our second one. The craft nights were the brainchild of my team, and they've actually been very popular. We thought, what could we do to connect the community to our home buyers? And we were like, let's make stuff. Let's make stuff that our home buyers could then receive when they move into their homes. So we last night made coasters. The next craft activity is coming up on November 20th, and it's going to be Christmas ornaments. So to find all that information, you always can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, on our website, memphishabitat.com, of course. Other upcoming building community events include a lunch and learn. Some of y'all are probably familiar with the Plus You series that Habitat International originated it, but Memphis Habitat also does those. They're sort of issues-based, topic-based conversations that we have online to talk a little bit more deeply about issues that intersect with our work. And so our next Plus You is slated for November 16th, and it's actually going to feature Chris Reeder-Young, our on-staff anthropologist, who manages all of our impact and all of our surveys and all of our data collection and evaluation. So Chris works with both the home buyers and our aging in place clients, and I'm really excited to have her talk. We tell stories all the time, and that will never stop, of course, but we have some data that we would like to share. So we invite anyone to join us for that. Of course, we'll be sharing that information on social media and via email. That's on the 16th. November 18th, we're going to have another town hall to provide an update on the build site. So stay tuned. We'll see what we do with that one, and the houses will look a little different. You know, construction is moving along, so you never know what you'll see at our next town hall. So that's on the 18th of November. Like I said, the Christmas ornament craft is on November 20th. And we right now are planning to have a virtual dedication for the families who are building their homes and will soon buy and move into their homes. So more to come on that. We're looking at December 5th, which is a Saturday, for hosting that event. It's tentative, but that's what we think it will be. And we'll invite everyone the Habitat family to join in online to celebrate and the completion of these homes and celebrate alongside the families as they get ready to move in right before the holiday season, we hope. So how can you find all this information? I know I just dropped a lot on you. It's easy. MemphisHabitat.com is our website. Another way that you can get the information, and one that we're really encouraging people to do this fall, is to sign up for our emails, because we will push that information out to our email list as well. And to do that, it's really simple. It's memphishabitat.com/email sign up, all one word, and we'll drop that in the chat. memphishabitat.com/email sign up. So we'll make sure that you get on any of the mailing lists. You get to select what you're interested in, and we'll get you added to those. And again, follow us primarily on Facebook and Instagram. It's Memphis Habitat or Memphis Restore. We're both, we're on there. The Restore posts all the time. You get some sneak peeks of what they have in the store. We encourage you to follow both of our social media profiles just to keep up with everything that we're doing and to see different ways you can be engaged. I'm about to open it for questions, but I know we did have a list of questions that were sent in beforehand, so I want to address a couple of those. Some folks had asked, well, what can I do? How can I get involved? How can I best contribute? You can sign up for emails. You can follow us on social media and spread the word. Spread the word about our events, spread the word about the work that we do and the families that we serve. Like Julie said, we're looking for home buyer applicants. So please share that information with anyone you think may need it or be interested in it. You can always donate. Of course, we are always seeking contributions to support our house building program from the sponsorship side with corporations, faith-based groups, and others. You can make an individual contribution, and we can, of course, talk offline about that and what interests you. You can donate your stuff to the Restore, like Caitlin said. So you can support Habitat in all of those ways, and every one of those options helps local families build or improve the places they call home. So every way to get involved is important because it continues to support local families and help local families build and improve their homes. You can volunteer in the Restore for now. We're having very small groups of about 5 people in the store. That could change over time. You can, of course, get on our volunteer waiting list for when we resume volunteer builds on the build site. And again, we're always sharing new information about ways to engage virtually. There may be more building community opportunities that get added before the end of the year. So we really encourage you to follow us and, reach out directly if you have questions, or if you have an idea of something that might appeal to your group or your company. We're always open to those conversations. So do y'all have any questions for me before we kind of turn it back to everyone to answer any remaining questions?
I don't see any questions in the chat. We had another pre-submitted question by Belinda Campbell with CD Seed Foundation and Rotary International, asking about what's going on with our Women Build program.
Thank you for asking. Hey, Belinda. Yes, so in 2021, we had hoped that Women Build would kind of resume as a building project. But what we decided to do instead, given that we were continuing to work primarily from home, is that we would really have a series of Women Build engagement conversations. And we've had some fantastic webinars. Chris Reeder Young, again, has moderated a lot of those for us, our senior impact and evaluation manager. Our most recent one was actually a panel with 3 Habitat homeowners, and it was awesome. So I recommend anyone to go to our Facebook page or to our Women Build page on our website and find that information. But Women Build is one of those projects that we kind of internally call a theme build. And we are hoping that in the next year or so, we can really ramp that back up to being a fundraising opportunity. That really is what Women Build is. It's a special event in which we bring folks together to work toward a house building fundraising goal and project. So Memphis Habitat over the past year has gotten some new tools for peer-to-peer fundraising and that sort of thing that we think will really help get Women Build off the ground in a new way for us in the next year. So I know that you're interested, Belinda, so we'll make sure that we keep you posted on how things progress. So thank you for asking about that. Are there any other questions for me?
That's it as far as questions go so far, unless any of our directors have come up with anything else that they wanted to share that came to mind from anybody else's updates.
All right. I want to reiterate what Jessica just shared about watching the videos on our webpage. I think, obviously we're known for volunteerism, and it's our way of connecting our work to the community and to the donors. And that's the way you can generally touch it. We're hosting these events in an effort to keep all of you informed about what's happening with us and with our families, since we can't commune the way we typically would. But I also encourage you to go to our website, memphishabitat.com/videos, and just catch some of those videos, really. When you watch the ones with the 3 homeowners talking about their experiences, what life was like before they had this opportunity to become a homeowner, renting is not all bad. We all know that. But the benefits that homeownership can create, especially for low-income families who typically build their wealth through homeownership. So many of the homeowners who come into our program are not blessed and fortunate to have 401ks and retirements that can lead to wealth building and prepare them for the future. Homeownership is going to help them with that. And we can only do so much to create these opportunities. The rest is really what the community will provide to us as a conduit to these families who are looking for the opportunity to improve their lives. And we could not do this work without all of you. So we thank you for tuning in and for caring about people, about affordable housing, and about the work that Habitat is doing here in Memphis and really around the world. Does anybody have any other comments, any thoughts, anything on your mind that you'd like to know about before we close out? Chris wants to mention the Econ Study. Chris, are you on? Do you want to specifically talk about that, or do you want me to generally share what that is? If you're not with us, you don't have speaking allowances. So Chris Reeder, again, Chris Reeder Young is our Senior Research and Evaluation Manager. And many years ago, Chris worked with Steve Redding from the University of Memphis to create an economic impact study, which was fantastic. It gave a real highlight into the economic benefits of the work that Habitat had been doing here in Memphis since 1983. When we went back and updated the document, Chris asked the economists to dig a little deeper into the socio piece. So it is now a socio-economic impact study. And so, yeah, we want to learn how our house is improving streets and communities and putting property taxes back into the coffers for our city and for our state, how it's improving the economic status of our families too. But also, we wanted to see if, say, the children in the homes had improved educational attainment or outcomes, if our homeowners were maybe voting and being more active in engaging in their communities, that sort of thing. We looked at the health benefits of housing. We all know that health starts at home, and living in a safe, clean, healthy environment keeps us all out of the hospital and from visiting our doctors or having exacerbated health issues. And so they have dropped the study in the chat. If anybody's interested, you can just click that button and see the updated document. It's really fascinating. And for us, we were talking to a funder this morning about a grant, and I was really excited to be talking about the tertiary benefits of Habitat's work. We so often just kind of think about, we do a repair and that's kind of it, or we build a house and that's it. It really isn't. The real benefit comes after those things are done. The way that our seniors are able to live without the fear of falling, getting off of a toilet, the ability to get in and out of a shower safely, widening doors so that a walker can get through it. We're all going to age, and we're likely going to need some of the benefits of, say, a home that is accessible. And then for the home ownership piece, as I mentioned, it's the wealth building, creating opportunities for families to save for the children to go off to college, that sort of thing. A lot of things that some folks with higher incomes don't really think about as much. We sort of take it for granted. And lower income families have to be much more intentional about those things. And so you can click on to the economic impact study and just take a look at that. What else do we have? I see some comments. Did someone mention ARPA? Is that right?
Yes, Dwayne. Someone asked, kind of to tell a little bit more about things that we're doing to increase our ability to serve older adults with aging in place. Is there any information you'd like to share about that?
So what I will say is that we have a lot of opportunity. Nothing is really, well, maybe one or two things are definitive, but there are some opportunities through the American Rescue Plan Act, acronym ARPA. Those dollars are coming down through the Treasury Department to the state level, where the Tennessee Housing Development Agency has a huge allocation, and then counties and other municipalities across the state, across the country, have been given large allocations to address myriad of things and people affected by COVID over the last 18 to 24 months. And we are doing what we can to attract some of those dollars. And so we've had conversations with City Council, Housing and Community Development Agency, as well as the County Commission about opportunities to attract some of those dollars. We know that many have been approved and are sitting with entities, and we are working to carve out chunks of dollars that we can use to do repairs for seniors and others who've been impacted by COVID. And we know that situations have definitely been exacerbated. A lot of seniors are already isolated, even more so because of COVID and their vulnerabilities. And so we hope to have more to report, I would say, in the next 2 to 3 weeks as things get solidified. There are a lot of folks out there with a lot of need and a lot of advocating happening in regard to how these dollars are going to be spent. And so just a lot of folks are in need, and we hope that we will definitely get our share. And we've had some unique opportunities to partner. One of these things from HUD is one grant from HUD is called the Older Americans Act. And so we are partnering with an organization called Green and Healthy Homes in a $650,000 grant that we're getting. And then also another grant with the Tennessee Department of Health, $750,000. These dollars are coming from the CDC's Health Disparities Initiative. So many of these dollars are being put out into different agencies to address COVID from quite a few different angles. And wherever we can fit ourselves in, we are attempting to do that. Some of you already know that we have focused a lot on the intersection of health and housing. And we did a big event back in the winter. And I think what we're doing is getting ourselves noticed as an organization that can implement the work around aging in place, but we're also learning and sharing and also asking for feedback on the intersection of health and housing and creating opportunities to expand our knowledge and expand opportunities to attract sort of non-traditional funding sources to serve more seniors. We typically get 5 times the number of applicants for aging in place as we have the money to serve. So the need is huge. We all will continue to age, and housing stock will continue to age, And so what we're addressing is an issue that is not going to just go away. And it was interesting, maybe you guys can look and find this. Our team shared an article that the city of Philadelphia and some others produced, where they said that in areas where they did a certain number of critical repairs on a street or in a community, they saw crime decrease by up to 22% where they concentrated these repairs. That's huge, because there's a lot of crime happening around the country, as a matter of fact, and in communities where we're working. And so that's another opportunity for us to convince folks that there are many tertiary benefits to doing these critical repairs outside of helping the individual. It really spreads out far into the community. And we should be talking more about that. Anything else anybody wants to talk about? Anything on your mind? Kim, anything else before we close out?
I'm sharing a link for that story you just mentioned that looks
Okay.
a little more realistic. The other one was kind of internet gobbledygook. I haven't seen any other questions. Let me scroll
Okay.
past these two links.
Well, again, yeah, we want to thank y'all for just tuning in again and for caring about what we're doing. Our goal, since we can't be in person, is to just talk through Zoom, even though we're probably all having a lot of fatigue from these sort of meetings. So we appreciate you, attending yet another Zoom and to help us do what we do. We can't do it without all of you. So with that, I think we'll close it. Thank you all. Have a great rest of the week. And thanks, Greg. Thanks, team out at the build site. Appreciate you guys. Caitlin in the Restore, thank you for all you're doing. Take care, everybody.